of life is. And I don't think that it's really possible to nail that down. In other words, is a wolf a dog kind? At some point, even you've acknowledged that dogs are probably going to not be able to breed with wolves anymore. Certainly a teacup poodle couldn't do that. Or it would be very difficult and probably would require artificial means.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of creationists, they get hung up on the fossil record because, like you said, there are holes in the fossil record, and these holes kind of allow people to hold on to the potential that kinds exist. To prove that a kind exists, you have to show that there is a difference, that there is a difference that you can't, that stops with DNA. That at some point,
Mm-hmm.
when you're breeding a poodle, it's not going to suddenly not become a dog anymore. That it's going to
Mm-hmm.
kind of pull back.
Well, you can draw a lot of arbitrary lines, and I grant you that, if you look at horses and zebras and Eocenes and ponies and donkeys and so on, certainly you can define those as different species because they can't interbreed very effectively. But what I'm talking about, the divisions, are the holes in the fossil record. If we just look at the tree of life of animals that are alive today, again, you see, like I say, galaxies that have quite a bit of variation within them, and yes, there's been microevolution. Certain things have been favored, certain things have been, repressed or whatever. It's hard to say, but it seems likely to me that there at one time may have been only one kind of bird, for example, and the same thing. Maybe there had only been I don't know. I guess at this stage we would talk about different kinds of mammals. But like I say, there's your grass-eating mammals, there's your meat-eating mammals, and so on. Like I say, there are natural places where there's just huge gulfs. Like I say, it's like looking at the galaxy and noticing that there's just nothing between it and the next galaxy, except maybe an isolated star once in a while, and they are very rare. There's probably some cold planets out there in between, but it's a pretty lonely place in between those galaxies, and like I say, that's true of all life today, as well as the fossil record. So again, we're back to how do we mysteriously have all these clean gaps, these clean delineations. Now, like I say, the fact that within the galaxy you have a bunch of stars close together, and you want to say, here's a star cluster here, and there's a star cluster there, and maybe they trade stars or whatever. That's beside the point. When the point is, how did the intergalactic spaces arise? In our taxonomy.
So are dogs and cats one type of, like one kind? Was there just one mammal predator? Human beings.
I don't know. I'm saying with dogs and cats, like I said, I would have to go back and look at it. I'm not a biology major. I'm a quantum physics guy. So this is a little out of my element. But I guess what we both need to do is do more homework and look at some of these taxonomies and see what the gaps look like. And go over that.
I would ask.
I think we both made the points we set out to make.
Yeah. You know, if we're
Go ahead.
going to do another debate, I would ask to see one of these gaps. I'd like you to show me one specific gap that you're talking about, that there should be something and there isn't. And we can debate from there.
Okay. And two, I do want to do that, but like I say, in the end, my major goal is just to say that what I'm saying is plausible. It's supported by real evidence, even if you don't think the evidence proves it. I think that an open-minded person would acknowledge that we've both made something of a case for our point of view, and that's what I often see lacking is just fundamental respect in the discussion, and both sides are very guilty of being disrespectful of the other person and the other viewpoint, and that's the most important thing here is to maintain that communication and respect.
Well, I agree.
Because I don't look down on people that I disagree with. I really don't.
No, I completely agree. I think that it's more beneficial to have the talk than to yell at each other. Could you hear me? Well,
yeah, I'm listening. Amen, brother.
Well, anyway,
yeah.
I do have to get going pretty soon, but I would like to have another debate with you again.
Sure, me too.
Let me
Absolutely.
know.
Well, your people can get back
good.
to my people, and.
All right. Well, it's been fun. Yep. You too.
It's been good. You have a good day.